Are you an international student or domestic student looking for scholarships in Canada? You came to the right place. In this video, you're going to learn the top 10 scholarships you can apply to in Canada, so stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to talk about some top 10 scholarships you can apply to as an international student or domestic student in Canada. So the first on my list, I actually have everything written down like I always do. So if you see me looking at what that it means, I'm just trying to remember what I wrote down. So the first one on my list is the Queen Elizabeth Scholarship. This is actually worth $5,000 per year, and it's for master's degree level, people who are in their master's degree level or in doctoral programs. There is no application required. You have to be selected automatically by your school, and in order to be eligible you have to be Canadian citizen or a PR, which is the permanent resident. Also, you have to be a full-time student enrolled in all your courses and be a student of Ryerson University before you can actually get considered for this kind of scholarship. So number 2 on my list is actually the Ontario Graduate Scholarships. It's worth $10,000 for the first 2 times and then $15,000 for the 3 times. It's for master's and doctoral programs, and also application begins in October. So in order to be considered, you have to be a full-time for at least 2 or more times, and also have to be a student in this list of schools that I'm about to mention. You have to be a student in Brook University, University of Carleton, University of Ryerson, University of Ottawa, and so on and so forth. There's more schools. I'm going to list them all down in the description below, so you can always check them out. Number 3 on my list is the Vanier Canadian Scholarship. This scholarship is actually worth $50,000. It's for international students and also domestic students as well. You have to actually be taking like a master's degree, doctoral program before you can actually apply for this kind of scholarship, or PhD before you can actually apply for this kind of scholarship as well. And to be eligible, obviously your grades have to be good. You have to be enrolled in Canadian schools. You need to have your study permit. You have to be in the country before you can actually apply to this. Number 4 on my list is the Mastercard Foundation for Africans. So this actually is for, obviously specifically for African students. So with this kind of scholarship, it's for both undergrads and for postgraduate students as well, who are also going to be taking their master's degree. And to be eligible, you have to be a full-time student going to University of BC. You need to have a study permit, all your documents ready. You need to have like a really high academic grade before you can actually also apply. 5 on my list is the University of Waterloo. This is actually worth $1,000 per term for 3 times. In order to be eligible, you have to obviously be a student of University of Waterloo. You have to have good astounding grades. You need to have your study permits. It's also for both international and domestic students. Anyone can apply. And you obviously have to be taking master's degree or like any doctoral programs to be qualified. You need to have like an average of you need to have an average of over 80% in all your courses, or like your current course that you're taking, or like a course you took like over the last year or like the last 2 years. But you don't have to apply for this scholarship. You get nominated automatically by the school. So number 6 on my list is the Lester P International Scholarship. This is actually for international students who are in their last year in high school and would like to study abroad, like obviously in Canada. And to be considered, you need to be a student of University of Toronto, or even thinking about going to University of Toronto. You need to have a really good grades, really high grades, because this scholarship actually takes care of your 4 years academics. It takes care of your tuition, your fees, your books, and accommodation. So obviously you have to be like a really good student before you can even think about this scholarship. But if you're enjoying this video so far, subscribe, like, and leave a thumbs up. So number 7 is York University Scholarship. This is also for undergrad students, but it's for both international and domestic students. And to be eligible, obviously good grades, you have to be a student, you have to be a full-time student in the school with your study permit. For domestic, obviously you have to be like enrolled in your classes and everything before you can also apply to it. Number 8 is University of Calgary scholarship. This is actually for also both undergraduate and postgraduate studies, and this scholarship is worth $15,000 to $30,000. And to be eligible, you need to be a student of the University of Calgary. You have to be full-time, enrolled in classes, like pretty much the same steps or the same requirements that every scholarship or every school needs. They all have a lot in common, I know, so you just make sure you do further research, thorough research about all these schools or all these scholarships before you can also move further. Number 9 is University of Winnipeg Presidential Scholarship. This is actually for only international students who are taking undergraduate or graduate studies. It's worth $5,000, and before you can get considered, you need to be involved in activities that demonstrate leadership roles or leadership. As usual, obviously you have to meet the requirements, good grades, study permits, you have to be enrolled in a Canadian school before you can apply, and obviously you have to be in the country before you can actually apply to this. Number 10, the last, is the Pierre Elliot Trudeau scholarship. This is actually for both international and domestic student as well. It's worth $20,000 to $40,000. It's for any student who is taking their master's degree or taking doctoral programs, and so you need to be in humanity or social sciences in order to be considered. So like I said before, I'm always going to leave the links down below in the description box. So if you know you're someone who is really interested in knowing more about this scholarship, or you even want to do like your further research, you can always check. I'm always going to leave the link, so you have to check it out. I'm always going to say this, I'm not like a representative for any of these schools or the Canadian immigration or anything. I'm just speaking based on my research in it and also my knowledge. So I would always advise you to do a further research, and also if you have any questions, you can always leave them down in the comment section below, and I'm always going to get back to you. I hope this video was very helpful and insightful and educative for all of those who are confused and would like to apply for schools here with scholarships. I hope it was helpful and you actually learned something from it. Do not forget to check out my other videos. I actually go in depth on how to what you actually need to know about scholarships, and also have like a video on some top 10 affordable schools in Canada. So you might want to check it out if you're actually really interested in studying abroad in Canada. And if you're like confused about anything, I have my other video right here too on how to apply to schools in Canada. So I have all these videos for you. What are you waiting for? Just, if you are really serious, just go through all my videos and then you will actually get a hang of it. So you can obviously know things for yourself and yeah, proceed with your educational journey. So this brings me to the end of the video. I hope it was very helpful to you and actually you get to do your research, and thank you for watching me. I will see you in my next video. Bye.